Hi guys, this is Ann, your girl's back to review another K-drama. I hope everyone is doing okay during this time of social distancing. I hope everyone is following what we're being told to do. Wash your hands, and hopefully we can get rid of this virus and go back to our normal lives. We're in it together. So I'm wishing everybody safety, healing energy. If you're sick, I hope you feel better. But I'm here once again to review another K-drama. And to my Korean friends, 안녕하세요. Hope you all are doing well. Today we're reviewing, it's called the Itaewon Class. We've been getting 2 episodes, and finally yesterday was the finale. And wanted to review this one. It was really good. I loved how they dealt with a lot of social life struggles that people go through. They really dealt with a lot. They dealt with what it's like to be hurt and revenge. They dealt with racism. They dealt with transgender homophobia. I mean, this show had a lot going on, you know, and what it means to do revenge or forgiveness, you know, that kind of thing. And then what I liked about it, was that it was, you know, 5 characters, and they, let's just say they're considered the misfits of your society, and what it means to overcome when you know, life is really, let's just say, kicking you behind, if you will. So I was happy to watch this. And as you saw in the caption, the other thing that really shocked me is I've been watching a lot of K-dramas for a long time. This was the first time I saw a Black actor actually have a reoccurring role in most of the episodes, and he's speaking Korean. I was just like, OMG. I mean, kudos to the Korean film industry for pushing diversity. Let's be honest, it always felt like the rest of the world has caught up with, you know, diversity, inclusivity, but Asia has always been like behind. You've always wanted to just stay back there. You just want to stay with your own. But as you can see, even with this virus, we're all in it. We're always together. So might as well approve each other, if you will, or be accepting of each other. Right, so let's review this excellent K-drama. And once again, just for anybody who's joining me, if this is your first time, I always review K-dramas that are good. Let's be honest, nobody's got the time to sit there for 16 hours of your life and watch something that is not good. So if I'm reviewing something, it's good, okay? I will never come here and review stuff that wasted my time. As soon as I watch an episode not good, we move on. Because unfortunately, K-dramas are always like 16 hours long series, unless you're looking for a movie. And it needs to be good. Let's be honest, it needs to be good to hold you up for 16 hours, 16 episodes. Most of them are usually an hour long. So that's why the ones I review are always gonna be good. So if you join me here and you want to watch a good K-drama, you can subscribe, hit that button, and you should be able to see something good that I'm reviewing. So Itaewon Class, and I'm sorry if I'm saying that the wrong way, but I'm thinking it's Itaewon Class. There may be a Korean way to say it. Hey, my Korean friends, let us know how to spell it or how to pronounce it down below. Thank you. It's about a story about a boy being played by him, and that actor's name is Park Si-joon, and his name in the show is Park Soroy, and he is transferred to a new school. And while he was there, he's there new, and he encounters and sees this fight between this boy, but the one boy is bullying the other one. The rest of the class acts like nothing is happening. The teacher is over there at the blackboard going on with her lesson like, do you not see this boy who's being jacked up back here? And then he's like, what's going on? And then when he tries to go and stop the thing, her, who's being played by Kwan Nara, is the name of the actress, and her name is Osora. Says to him, hey, don't get involved, okay? This is how things go in this school. He is allowed to bully people around. Nobody does nothing. The teachers don't do anything. We don't do anything. We just kind of sit and watch. And then we find out, why is it that this boy has so much power? And here, let's take a look at that scene. So here they are in class, and he is like watching what's going back there. And it's like, what is going on? Okay? And he is being bullied by him. Good actor. Look at that. And people are like, hmm? And he's like, what is going on? Not cool. So he goes to confront him, like, you can't do that, man. That's not nice. Like, who'd you know, like, yeah. Like, stop it. So when he went to rescue the other guy, he beat up the other boy who was bullying the other one, only to find out the father of that boy is the same person that his father works for. So they call a meeting at the school, and he's asking that the son, him, to go ahead and apologize, and all we've forgotten, get on his knees and apologize, and they'll forget everything. So then the boy is asking, why does he need to get on his knees? He didn't do anything wrong. And they said, if you don't get on your knees, you're gonna get expelled. And because he didn't want to do it, he said that his father was also fired. Father of the other boy he beat up is being played by Yo Sum Young. I think that's how you say that. I apologize for not saying correctly. And his name is Jug D-Hae in the show. He is the father of the spoiled boy. So the spoiled boy is being played by Ah Bo-hyun. His name is Jak Gain-won. And I actually saw him playing in My Only Love Song. He was a really good actor there, played a nice guy. He actually could not speak, but just an excellent show. You should check it out. He plays a nice guy. This one, he plays a really bad guy, spoiled guy. And obviously, as we continue to see, he was taught that by his father. So when Park Si-young's character does not apologize, he's suspended from school, and he's actually pretty much kicked out of school, and his father is fired from his job. I mean, that's how crazy. See, that's his father. His father ends up being fired from the job, and his father did not blame him. He said, you know what, I raised you that way. I'm proud of you for standing up for what's right. And then what we see end up happening was, when he left the company, him and his dad go to start their own small restaurant. He always wanted to start a nice restaurant. He actually, because of his recipes, is the reason why the other guy he worked for's restaurant business was doing so well. So he was like, you know what, I've always wanted to do my own thing anyway, so let's go and open our own restaurant. And then what we see was they're getting happy, they're opening their restaurant, and he goes out to deliver some food. And unfortunately, he gets hit by a car. And what we find out is that spoiled boy is the one who hits him with the car, and it becomes a hit and run. He never saves him, and unfortunately, he passes away. Let's take a look at that. So here's a scene where we see he gets hit by the car, and instead of that spoiled boy saving his life, he lets him die. And later, his son finds out that it was that same boy who did it. So in the exploring the theme of Misfits, he is being played by Kim Don-hae, and he turns out to be actually the stepbrother of the spoiled boy. But because he's a stepchild, he's always been treated really, really bad. So he had left home and was trying to make it on his own. And because he was too young, he would never get a job. So when Park Seong-'s character finds out about it, he gives him a job. And so it's interesting because now they're going to be rival to his dad's company. So I like that he's another one, it shows another person who's a misfit. And he's like, you know what? I know what it's like to struggle. You come work for us. Then the next one, the other misfit, is this guy. He was an ex-con that he met while he was in jail. And, just like anybody who comes out of jail, it may be hard to continue the clean path when you come back to reality. And he told him, come work for me in a restaurant instead of getting back into trouble. The other person that we meet is her. That's Lee Jo-young, and her name is Ma Hee-hyun in the show. Actually, her story was interesting in the fact that she was playing transgender, and so she's a boy and is transitioning to be a girl. And her name is Lee Jo-young, and because of that, she was not easily accepted by others. So once again, he is like, hey, they met when he was working in a ship when he got out of prison, and she was a good cook. So he says, why don't you come and cook at my restaurant when I open it? The last person to explore is the black actor that I was really surprised that was in a K-drama. He's apparently a music producer / actor, model from United States. Hey Chris, what's up? So I have to say, this was the first time I've ever seen a black actor in the show and speaking Korean. Hello, right? I was just like, dang, they got black people in Korea. All right. They thought he can speak English, so they thought, well, he'll be perfect to hire. So in case any foreigners come, he can speak English. And he's like, I don't speak English. I speak Korean and French. So that was really cool. Way to hold it up, Chris. Love you. Did an excellent job. And I have to give it up to the Korean industry for diversity. Because let's be honest, all we ever see is everybody looking the same. But the truth is, this is 2020. The world has become a melting pot. So it's good to see all colors everywhere, right? Like black all day. By the way, I learned the Korean word for black is, I'm gonna pull it up because we're always learning Korean words, right? It is, and I'm gonna put, it's Homan. I'm Homan, okay? He's Homan. Homan all day. Whoop, head to toe. Since I was born Homan, I'm gonna die Homan. 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 Yeah. Hey. But kudos to them for showing that, everybody's getting woke. Stay woke, right? I also like that in the show, they do show a section of how him as a black man in Korea, he experiences racism. Let's take a look at that. So here's a section where they're like, hey, we're friends. We work together in a restaurant. Let's go clubbing, right? And he's bringing his friend, his black friend, to the club. And as black people, let's be honest, we've always heard if you go to Asia and you're trying to go to a club, you may not get in. Which I don't know how or what that crazy thing is, but in this show, they actually show that. We've always known that they like our music, you like hip hop, you like basketball, you like the fashion, but somehow we're not good enough to go in your club. You know, your kind doesn't belong here, which I never got what the idea was. You know, I'm in the medical field. When you cut us open, we are all the same on the inside. This is just a cover. Why the ignorance, right? Like, he's like, you can't get in. He goes, I'm Korean. I live in Korea. He's like, no, you're not, because you look like you're from Africa, right? So I thought it was really good that they talked about racism, and this is 2020, and I know to this day it's still happening. We need to get rid of the ignorance, stay woke, okay? We are all people, and at the end of the day, we all just want to be loved, all right? So anyway, he doesn't get allowed into the club. But what's really touching is that his friends were so upset. The next day, they ended up going and like spray painting the whole club as racist. And so that club is very embarrassed, and obviously nobody wants to go to a racist club. Good for them. But it's a shame that this still happens and that people still don't think we're all the same, right? This is just a cover, but on the inside, we're all the same. You cut us, we're black. You know, you bleed blood, right? My kidney could save you. Your kidney could save me. So why are we all so stuck on the outside cover? Is it colonialism that taught us that, oh, you're better than me? Nobody's better than anybody, okay? We're all the same, all right? So let's get over it. Nobody is better than somebody else. But really grateful to see, especially Korea, addressing that, you know, because we've always known this has always been going on, but nobody says anything. And just goes to, and I was happy to see that they do see that it's wrong. Racism has never been right. It will never be right. So let's all treat each other the same. Everyone needs love. That's what it comes down to, right? That's it. Then the other section we're going to explore is, that I also loved that the show did, was the explored phobia, the transgender phobia. I get the feeling that they have probably the same phobia when it comes to people who are probably gay. So I really like that this show also talked about that. It's, you know, you can tell it's geared towards young people and the things that young people are dealing with today. So let's take a look at a section where the girl who, well, he was a boy, transitioned to be a girl, and that's her secret to keep. But due to competition, one of the friends actually was a stepson who goes back to work for his father, and because he knows this secret and they're trying to win this competition, decides to out her before she's ready to come out public that she's transitioning from a boy to a girl, which is really sad because that's somebody's decision when they decide they want to do that. So he was hoping he could do that to kind of mess with her so they can win the competition. But let's take a look at this and see how the friends of Misfits, like I call them, come together and help their friend. So in this section is where we saw she is the chef for competition, and her friends come to help her because she had just been outed, feeling low, and she's waiting to find out if she's gonna win, but she was grateful her friends came to support her. And the winner is, don't forget, she just got outed, national TV, all embarrassed, but she soldiers through. Her friends are there to support her. He's the one who outed her. And she wins. Why? Because at the end of the day, love will always win, right? It doesn't matter who comes after you. And as long as you got the support, belief in yourself, love always wins. Don't forget that. And she's grateful that her friends came out to support her when it was really, really hard. Nice scene. Sarange. Love it. He's looking like, yeah. See, what you wished bad for her became good. Bad. So touching. So in the end, really, we see here where he got hurt fighting. You have to watch to find out why he's here. And he almost died. And he's having this vision with his dad who's passed on. And really the discussion is, do you continue having the spirit of revenge, you know, or do you choose forgiveness, right? Because let's all be honest, revenge can be a motivator, right? I'm gonna get you, I'm gonna prove you wrong. However, at the end of the day, hate will always eat you up. And when you decide to forgive, and when you're doing forgiveness, it may not always be for them, you're doing it for yourself, because that gives you a clear conscience. That lets you live a full life instead of being stuck on hatred, and it eats up on you. So he has to decide, am I gonna choose forgiveness, or am I gonna keep my life going on revenging on behalf of my father? And when he has that vision with his dad, it's like a light bulb goes in his head. Like, yeah, I want to be successful in my business. Yeah, I want to be a good person. However, I also have to choose what is good, revenge or forgiveness. And you have to watch to see what he decides to choose. So in conclusion, really excellent series. I would recommend if you have young people, they would love that, just because all the issues they go through was very current with what's going on right now. You know, the life lesson about revenge or forgiveness, love, always a K-drama, diversity, racism, the idea of homophobia and transgender. I think it's very well done. I felt very 2020, like very forward thinking. Excellent series. You will not be disappointed if you watch it. 16 episode, an hour long. Very well acted. The acting was great. The script obviously was really, really good. The film videography, excellent show. So go ahead and watch Itaewon Class. Excellent. Thanks for joining me. Kamsahamnida. See you next time when I review another K-drama. Deuces.